Good day, everybody. This is Joe Van Cleve. Welcome to another episode of the Typewriter video series. Yes, it's been a while since I've done one of these. I was thinking about these little brass writing instruments, which I'll probably end up doing a review video on at a future date. It is a Monteverde mechanical pencil, and this one is a Coeco brass sport fountain pen. Love these things. I love writing in my journal book. I've used composition books for years. It's a great way of journaling. I've written a lot of blog articles and a lot of other things this way. But I gotta say, I just had a diagnosis from my doctor, and I have degenerative arthritis in this thumb, my right hand, my writing hand thumb. And I find it kind of difficult to write anymore for an extended period of time. Now, for a person like me who loves my writing instruments and my fountain pens, mechanical pencils and whatnot, and notebooks and all that, and as much as I love handwriting in general, the whole idea of it, the simplicity of it, the direct connection between your brain and the paper and all that, and the heritage of writing that goes back millennia, it just kind of is a new thing for me to have to deal with, that I am not going to be a prolific handwriter anymore because of my arthritic condition in my thumb here. And so, well, there is an option. My left hand is good, so I could learn how to write with my left hand and become a southpaw. But this comes back to the subject matter of typewriters. Perhaps going forward, devices like the typewriter or the manual typewriter and maybe the Alpha Smart Neo, standalone, portable, unconnected to an electrical outlet kind of devices that are easy to use and carry around, might be the way that I do my extended writing here into the future. Well, maybe you're in the same situation as I am, getting older, and maybe you have some arthritis in your hands. I don't know for you if typewriters are a hindrance or a help. I know it depends on the kind of arthritis you have. If you probably had arthritis in the joints of the fingers, you may find typewriters to be a nuisance. But for me, being as how it's all related to my right thumb, and that's crucial to gripping a writing instrument, the thumb is very crucial there. It seems to me the way I type, certainly, the only thing I use my thumb for is the space bar, and it's more of a sideways motion rather than a gripping motion. So I think for the kinds of writing that I've often done in a journal book, stream of consciousness, journaling essentially, I really think I'm going to be doing more typing. I haven't done as much journaling by typewriter, mainly because I have these other methods available. But going forward, I'm going to have to consider the fact that, yeah, I have a problem, and I'm going to have to accommodate my problem with a different way of using my hands. And so I really do look forward to using the typewriter more for that. I just pulled out this brother-made Webster XL747, which is one of my favorite typewriters, if for no other reason than the beautiful color and the portability. But also, it's a pretty good machine. Not quite as easy and smooth as the Olympia SF, for instance, in my collection, but it's a pretty darn good machine. So little portable machines like this are going to be kind of important to me going forward in terms of journaling, because there is kind of a portability factor when you're journaling. You don't want to necessarily be chained, if you will, to a desk environment or a fixed location where a larger machine might be. But I think you need to have the option of being able to, as this machine is, stowed away in a little shoulder bag, a messenger style bag, easily toted around wherever you want to go. And the other thing I was thinking about regarding journaling is I'm almost always a single spacer on typewriters. And I think that gets back to the early years of my typewriter usage was involved with a lot of blogging, typecast blogging, and I always tended to single space just to make the size of the image more efficient, to put more text in a given image size. But I might be going to 1.5 or 2 double spacing in journaling, just because I think it looks a little bit more like the kinds of writings that I've done in journal books. There's a little bit more spacing there, and if it's something that I want to use later on as a blog article or inspiration for some other written piece that might be disseminated or published somehow, having it with wider spacing gives me the option of red line editing the work if it needs it, which it typically does. So I'd be curious to know how you guys are interacting with your writing instruments. If you have degenerative issues like arthritis, does it affect your handwriting? Do you find a certain kind of pen or pencil works better? Or do you find typewriters, word processors, computers, do you find a preference? And I'd like to hear your thoughts on the subject. Leave a comment down below. Well, there's another form of writing instrument that I do find myself often using, and that is my AlphaSmart Neo. And this is a Neo 2. Of course, these aren't made anymore. These were made by Renaissance Learning, but they are available used, like places like eBay or whatever, for a pretty reasonable price. I bought a second one of these and gave it to my young granddaughter for a Christmas present, but I bought it for maybe $35 or so off of eBay, and it was in exceptionally good shape, essentially new condition. But these devices also are very practical and pragmatic as portable writing instruments. If you don't want to be burdened with the problems that are presented with tablet and portable laptop computers, which is typically battery issues, operating system distractions, that kind of thing. These AlphaSmarts, as you may know, run for, they say, 700 hours of use. My experience has been well over a year of normal use on 3 AA batteries. And of course, there's no distraction. It's only a word processor, a text editor, essentially. So those are the options. I do like the Neo. I like, though, manual typewriters because of the direct connection to a printed page. And I love fountain pens, mechanical pencils, but again, my usage of those is going to be somewhat diminished in the future because of my little arthritic condition, or if I learn to be a lefty. I know there's a lot of people out there with arthritic conditions, and I'm just curious to how you guys are getting on with your writing. So leave a comment down below, and until next time, this is Joe Van Cleve, and you have yourselves a great day.